During the pandemic, all classes moved online, but we eventually returned to in-person learning. Some teachers find it harder to monitor students' engagement online, and technical issues are common in a class-based lesson. However, in one-to-one tutoring, whether online or offline, teachers can effectively manage the class by focusing on the student's progress and adjusting content as needed. While online teaching requires some adaptation, MY experience shows little difference in teaching effectiveness between the two formats. This raises the question, is offline learning truly more efficient? Or are we biased due to our familiarity with offline classes and unfamiliarity with online ones? Parents hold mixed views on online education. They recognize its benefits, but also express concerns. A survey on Jihu found that 54.1% of parents believed online education should only be supplementary to physical classes, while 27.2% suggested it needed redesign for greater effectiveness, and 8.8% were entirely opposed to it. Key concerns included poor self-management skills, 52.8%, health issues related to vision, 50.9%, and insufficient teacher-student interaction, 43.8%. Despite these concerns, 49.8% of parents still value the time saved, 47.6% appreciate its flexibility, and 45.9% like the feature of being able to rewatch the lessons. To understand parents' perceptions of online synchronous learning in depth, I interviewed some of my previous students' parents. Parents' initial concerns echoed several ideas from the previous research.
Our child is less focused in online classes and gets distracted more easily compared to in-person learning.
We're worried about the long hours our child spends on screens, which affects their eyes and energy.
Frequent tech problems disrupt our child's learning, causing them to miss key ideas on lessons.
Online classes lack the sense of responsibility that physical classrooms provide, leading to less effort from our child.
After further inquiries, I found much of this hesitation comes from conservative reports toward online classes, negative experiences during the pandemic, which further stimulates stereotypes about online learning. We can understand that parents' concerns are not without reason. The sudden outbreak of the pandemic caught many teachers and students unprepared to immediately shift from offline to online classes. However, after the pandemic, many students and teachers continue to conduct online classes. In the tutoring institution where I worked, many students had one-to-one online lessons with teachers during the week, and then came for face-to-face instruction on the weekends. Students mentioned that one-to-one online tutoring allowed them to enter the class more flexibly. After a full day of intensive school learning, spending a long time commuting to the tutoring center for offline lessons was a lot of pressure for them. Online classes allowed them to join the classroom at any time as long as they had an electronic device. In response to parents' concerns about students' attention during online classes, some students also mentioned that they didn't feel affected. On the contrary, because it was one-to-one, the teacher could personalize the lesson in real time, and the efficiency of online lessons wasn't affected. Teachers also expressed that students' attention was not strongly related to whether the class was online or offline. Offline classes do not necessarily guarantee higher attention. It mainly depends on how the lesson is designed. If the lesson is designed from a teacher-centered perspective, even in offline classes, students can easily get distracted. Some teachers also believe that online classes reduce students' dependency on teachers. Online lessons are recorded in progress, so parents can review the classes at any time, which encourages students to be more independent during online learning. Although some teachers still prefer offline classes because they found online teaching more demanding, due to the need to create digital resources and learn new tools like Zoom and Tencent meetings, while offline teaching was seen as easier, relying on familiar physical materials. To deal with the concerns raised by parents, for example, challenges of online teaching included difficulties maintaining students' attention, reduced interactivity, and technical issues such as unstable internet connections. Teachers suggested that more interactive tools, structured lesson plans, and greater parental involvement could improve the effectiveness of online teaching. This suggests that well-implemented online education could offer advantages comparable to traditional methods. Although research on one-to-one online tutoring is limited, studies suggest that online learning can achieve outcomes as effective as face-to-face teaching. For instance, studies comparing online and offline problem-based learning show no significant difference in engagement. Topping: Enriquez and Sokolova 2024 found in their study that online learning was slightly more effective than offline learning in terms of examination results. And according to my previous experience, well-designed synchronous online learning environments can be as effective as traditional classrooms. Zhu et al. 2022 and Yan et al. 2018 found that motivation and positive emotional engagement are crucial in both formats, with some studies even indicating that online education can match or surpass offline outcomes. These findings suggest that online education is sufficient in education, and one-to-one tutoring can provide more personalized learning experiences, which can help ensure effective learning. To achieve these outcomes, teachers need to continuously improve their technical skills, possess flexible curriculum design abilities, and demonstrate excellent communication skills to ensure that students have the best possible learning experience. While online courses are often generalized and critiqued, this video highlights that it's partly due to past biases or incomplete understandings. Therefore, we should keep an open mind towards different learning approaches. Imagine the possibilities we could unlock by welcoming new approaches to teaching and learning.